begin to think about what we're doing for window cleaning, it is a profession. It's very professional in procedure, methods, technique, and as a witness for Christ, we then are able to promote goodwill and favor with the customer as well as our Lord. To begin with, we have a variety of equipment. I'm going to share through a little bit of it. Some is self-explanatory, others is technique, such as I will share a little bit with what is called the zero method. It's a method that is not well used in the industry. Many people use the standard squeegee program, and I've been shown a different way, and I've used that to my benefit. The equipment that I have here is a bucket on a belt for squeegees, for your strip washers. It snaps on and off, and little devices for carrying your rags, scrapers for removing debris from windows. This here is a special, it's a Z40 Triumph. A little bag for carrying various tools, little scrapers for finish work, tight corners of glass, screwdrivers, small and large, medium to large, little tools such as little needle nose channel grips, which were very nice for various areas of grabbing things to get a good hold of them. Little carabiners I like. There's a lot of reasons to have these, and you start to self-explanatory, use them as you go about your business. Cleaning. Nice little device has been developed here just recently. I always have, especially when it gets cool weather, dripping water on your body. This is a nice device that sheds the water and easily put on and used. So we think of a window. We think of as we look at it, we see a frame which is dirty, a screen, and inside the screen frame and the sill all need to be prepped before we start. So what we will do with it being a little higher, we have options to use a ladder, step ladder, or we can use a pole. And we'll use a pole as the ladder is self-explanatory. So one of the first things we do is with the wet damp rag, which is from your solution container here, which has palm olive soap. I use primarily, it gives a nice shine to the window, easy to work, 3 gallons to a bucket, and just a little bit of soap, not too much, ½ ounce, ¼ ounce, and white vinegar, a little cap full of that, added to enhance cleaning and to reduce suds. So I go around my window frame, looking for any problems on the glass, looking for any defects, scratches. So I'm always looking how the light hits the window, looking at an angle to catch problems. If I can get up on the glass and I'm there, I can feel and look for areas that might be an issue. And just wipe it off generally so that I get a good idea of what's there. We can be concerned too by doing the bid by asking, are there any tint on the windows? Could be a tint on the outside of the glass, could be a tint on the other side of the glass, or it could be a tint inside the glass. Those are real important concerns to ask the the owner. So to get at both pieces of glass at once, we remove the screen. The screen has two, we have your black holders here. So you always want to press the opposite side, which has metal clips, and they have a little spring to them, so you can usually use your thumb, your hand, pressing in, press in with your screwdriver, hold it, and then it starts to remove itself from the other side, and you just do a little pry out with your screwdriver. Get your screwdriver under and you kind of work your way up, gently pressing, and it usually comes out. Usually take that off first. The screen can be cleaned first, or it can be cleaned last. It depends on your choice. I'm concerned then inside as I look for any kind of problems. Could be a lot of hidden spider nests. There could be something wrong with the inside of the frame. Could be cracked or broken. It could be even missing. So these things I look for to tell the homeowner or the business owner, and then I will go around on that inside with my cloth again and kind of get it nice, clean, always kind of feeling, looking, and getting ready for the first step. First step would be then a choice depending upon the size of glass. I have an 18-inch strip washer, I have a 14-inch strip washer, and 18 squeegee and a 14 squeegee. So we'll go with the 18. It grabs more glass. And with this new method, the zero method that it's called, operates on a 180 degrees swivel, and so you have more control of getting where you want to on the glass. You put that up on there first, and you want to do a scrape on the glass, so I use my Z40, and usually I start a little bit at the bottom and go up to the top. Usually flies and problems are bottom and top, and a tiny bit on the sides in the middle is where flies usually hang out. So I always go up and give it a little bit extra taps on top, make sure that I'm getting it, because not only flies happen there, but also you have water residue and it hardens on the top of the glass. And you usually see that later. And then the bottom then can go across horizontally. Again, always looking and seeing if there's anything I've left or could be a problem. Now we get into re-wetting the window. And usually, what we want to do is not slop water all over the frame, which will hold a lot of water and will drip on you. So I try to stay away from, on the final part that I'm doing here, staying a little bit with inside the frame. Now we'll use an 18-inch squeegee. These are nice. The setup, it locks into the hole of the handle, and when you're turning, it will not slide on you. You can use your knob on the end here for tightening it at certain angles, as you wish. I just usually leave it just free. And so when I start, I can start on the right side or the left. Depends where you. And I go up. If it's starting to get dry on me, I just need to get a little bit of water on the squeegee and get over and start up, with the top part going up. And I can either go all the way across You can come down, and if I'm not sure, I can, many ways we can do this. Now this was an 18, so showing that there's one length, so it's 1 3/4 length of the squeegee. So I showed this because it's a little bit too big for normal use, so I'd rather use a small one. And we will re-wet the window. Coming up on the side across the top, and so once you become familiar, it takes men about 4 weeks, women about 6 weeks to learn how to start using your wrist. So holding it on the bottom of the pole, and the top hand, free hand, will be for guiding, only guides. And all the work is done by this. And I can see that my water is a little weak, and that's why I've been having trouble gripping. The glass is gripping on me only because I don't have enough soap. But anyway, those are things you learn as you go along. So the zero method, the benefit of the zero method is in relation to the standard squeegee. And these standards don't hardly even fit on the button which holds in the hole. They're not really made for it. These handles here, there's two types of them. One is an angle and one's a straight. So I use the angle one, but they both fit because the hole is centered more to fit on your pole. But to show the regular squeegee, and I'll also show a method here that 2 poles can be used. These can be used all the time, where they're never taken off other than the pole is dipped into the water. You run the excess off, the squeegee stays on it. Therefore, you don't have a lot of wasted time if that's what you want to do. It's another choice you have. So okay, so what we're going to do, wet the window. You don't even have to mess with your hand, you just kind of get the angle. It's all by feel. And of course you always want to make sure your inside smaller is on the bottom, and the big width of the blade is always on the outside top. So once again we go in. We can either go up around like I did, or we can go side to side, or we can go vertically if we wanted to, even using this method. So we'll go side to side just to see how that works. A little bit of excess water so we can wipe that off. And then if I wanted to, if I didn't want to use my big pole, I can have this handy, which is easier to use because the longer it is on glass, the drier it is, it's hard to remove the squeegee. So again, a couple of methods, but to show the issue with this type of squeegee, you can only go straight down or side to side. So as I'm able to work with a pole from the ground, okay, so we're going to stand in the same position on the ground with my pole with this type of permanent squeegee. How do I get up in the corner? I can't catch that corner. Any left or right corner, I can't catch it. So I'm limited either straight down and then try to get the top in come across, it becomes very difficult. So when you move to do the squeegee, and just see the zero method to see how the difference. I can do this, I can do the same way, any way I want on that glass. I have more control on the glass that way than I would with the straight. So, and another feature is that you don't have to start on the sides. You can start anywhere on the glass as long as there's water. But you never want to be squeegeeing and then take it off and go back on the glass because you leave the streak. You always want to, I can start anywhere in here. I just go to the edge, go to any edge, and go up. Come off the window if I want, or go down on the window, go across. And one of the features that's nice to remember with a zero is working from the center to the outside, because you have too much center frame, which creates problems. So go up. That's really grabbing on me. And having a little trouble with the soap. I don't have enough soap. But anyway, the idea is to be able to have total control of your glass with the squeegee. When you become very, very experienced, it will take you far less time to clean the window, scrape it, re-wet, and squeegee, and be through. I've timed myself from the beginning to the end. And if I've got 50 pieces of glass I've got to clean on a home, I can reduce normal time with the standard squeegee half, 3/4 time, which means a lot to your when you're looking to be efficient and maximize your efforts with the bid. So those are some things that I've learned over the years with pulls. I love the pull. I love the type of squeegees, strip washers, and then the tools and equipment, and little ladders, and finishing up with your screen. And they're pretty general for cleaning. You're just kind of wetting the screen, wiping around real thorough, taking time if they're really dirty, use a screwdriver on some of the grooves. And so when you have a lot of excess water, I'll kind of do a funnel I can take and bang it off, and it removes a lot of dirt that way. And then take a microfiber cloth and finish. And always when you're cleaning, you're looking for grooves for further dirt. When they're put on, you always want to make sure that your little piece of metal there is always in place, so it will prevent you from getting in the groove. The screen usually is put in with, I can do the top first in the groove, or I can do the bottom first. Depends. If they're newer screens, they're okay, but after a while they become bent and hard to get in. But you want to always make sure, get as much as you can out of the spring, then it usually will fit in, pops in up and down, and you're good to go. That's about it. The thing I wanted to mention is that J. Racenstein is an organization out of New York, and they have a wide range of equipment Some of this is very critical to buy, or will save you a lot in your work. And then there are other cost-effective pieces of equipment that can be bought at Home Depot, in the cleaning departments, or in the paint supply departments that provide a lot of different similar types of tools. They have a catalog that you can look at, and there are online videos from Jay Racenstein through the Window Cleaning Association, and there are other private companies that put information out and do a search engine and find the specific concerns that you have. That's about it. Thank you for the time, and may God be with you. Okay, to finish up, when we're doing ladder work, a variety of ladders I have here, from 16 to 20 to 32. One of the ways to work them with the bottom of the ladder is these elevators here. Or with the getting the bottom of the ladder in the correct position to get away from building levels on each leg, which is dangerous. These devices here are elevator legs that work on a spring release. You press down, you move the leg up and down. These here swivel 360 degrees. And also, any of the parts can be bought and replaced from Jay Racenstein Company out of New York. So that's the bottom of the ladder, the top of the ladder. Then these go on and fit in the groove and connect on top of the ladder. I have to have the ladders off to be able to show, but they fit up here. They keep you off the gutters. They were positioned on the roof. They give you stability right and left while you're standing on the ladder, and really prevent you from tipping over the ladder while you're standing. And the leg levelers and the stabilizer bar together keep you 99.9% safe. The rest of it is if you slip and miss on a step going up or down. Over 20 years I've never had an accident. So by using the proper tools with your ladder, you save injury and harm to yourself and the building, which is critical. Lots of time is spent in safety. And I mentioned safety because a gentleman who bought my business in Arkansas fell on an 8-foot step ladder. He was standing on top of the 8-foot step ladder and fell across and fell down and cracked his neck and almost died and is semi-paralyzed the rest of his life. So once again, safety with your equipment, whether it's ladders or poles or these little devices, this little wagon that carries the water, are wonderful. They save time, you become more efficient. With investment, you then are able to cut 1/2 and 3/4 of the time off your job when you bid. Learning how to bid properly saves you time. The more efficient you get, you reduce time with the correct methods. Starting small like I did and learning all the techniques then lends to great success later, where making money isn't really an issue. To be able to do a good job for people and to be rewarded for your efforts. And I base everything on the Word of God, that God is the creator of all, and I and trust to Him my work. Never, as I said, I'm not proud, but I practice a lot of safety and I've never been hurt. And I thank God for that. Thank you for the time.